All performances in these examples are recorded through a euphonic I-amp with no EQ and no effects. The Nordstrand VJ5 Classic with an ash body, a one-piece maple neck, a maple fingerboard with cream binding and pearl block inlays, Nordstrand single-coil handmade pickups with 70 spacing, a custom Sadowski vintage tone control, hip shot tuners, hand-built by Kerry Nordstrand in California. Hi, my name is Bryan Kuban, and today I am going to demonstrate a Nordstrand Nordy VJ5 Classic. This bass is designed by Nordstrand, which is a very rare bass. He didn't make a lot of basses. This bass also features a Roger Sadowski tone circuit. To start off, I'm just going to play some open strings for you so you can hear the sustain on this bass, because that's one of the features on it that I really love. So this Nordstrand bass has got a really great blues tone. It sounds just like a vintage jazz bass, but it also has other features with the tone circuit. But what we're gonna do right now is I'm just gonna play some walking bass lines for you. And I'm gonna start off with both pickups on, and I'm gonna leave the tone circuit all the way off, and I'm going to have the treble up and the bass all the way up. Now I'm going to use just the neck pickup. You notice that had a lot more big bottom to it. And I love the way that the bottom of this bass sounds. As I pluck towards the neck here, you can get some just really fat tones that sustain for quite a long time. And if you are a Fender jazz player, you'll know that a lot of times Fender jazz basses don't quite have the sustain that you would really love to have. And that's where a high-end bass usually excels. I love that. And this low C is really, really good right here. A lot of the 5-string basses, the low C just doesn't ring out like that. All right, let's do that walking bass line with just the bridge pickup. Nice bitey tone. So the Nordstrand VJ5 Classic has a really nice funky tone to it using this bridge pickup, and I'll demonstrate a little bit for you. Now if we take and play with the combination pickup, it also is very smooth as well. Actually, I prefer that tone. The Nordstrand VJ5 Classic also has a really nice slap and pop tone. It has a really nice round high-end pop sound. I love it. Reminds me of a vintage jazz bass. And I'll let you hear a little of that right now. We're going to start off with just bolt pickups in center position. I have the treble rolled up, the bass rolled up, and then I have the tone circuit, the Sadowski tone circuit, turned all the way off. And I'll let you hear a little bit of the tone. Has that really round, funky slap tone. The Nordstrand VJ5 Classic has that Roger Sadowski tone circuit I've been talking about, and this is where I like to use it. I think it sounds really cool when you have the tone cranked on this and the bass cranked, which I like the way it sounds when it's cranked on this bass. I don't normally crank bass or crank tone controls on active basses, but this one, it just sounds really sweet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of roll the pickup into just a little bit of the bridge sound. And now we're going to throw that tone circuit on there, and this is where I like it. It's for the harmonics. So if I play the harmonics regularly without the circuit, it sounds good. I mean, this bass has got great harmonics. But I start rolling this bad boy up, and it really gets really accentuated. It's almost like an extra treble overdrive, if you want to call it that. So you can hear how much extra treble it adds. I don't really care for that in my everyday playing, but I do like it for certain instances when you want to call it up. And I'm going to play a little harmonic thing for you. Roll back just a little bit. It's a little too much. So as you can tell, it really accentuates those harmonics. It makes them very present in the tone. Also, if you're really into a lot of treble in your bass tone, it adds a lot of character as well.